The conflict between Russia and Ukraine has entered a new phase. Drone warfare has escalated dramatically in recent weeks. Ukraine has launched numerous drones into Russian territory. These attacks have targeted strategic infrastructure, sending a clear message of defiance. The world watches with bated breath as this new form of warfare unfolds. This surge in drone activity marks a turning point in the conflict. It highlights the evolving tactics employed by both sides. Drones offer a cost-effective and strategically advantageous method of warfare. They allow for targeted strikes with potentially lower civilian casualties compared to traditional bombing raids. The increased use of drones has drawn international attention. Some experts believe this signals a shift towards a new era of warfare. This new era is characterized by remote, technology-driven conflicts. The implications of this shift are far-reaching and require careful consideration. The impact of drone warfare extends beyond the battlefield. It raises ethical questions about the use of lethal force and the potential for collateral damage. The international community grapples with these complex issues as drone technology continues to advance. In a brazen display of military capability, Ukrainian drones have struck targets near Moscow. One attack ignited a massive fire at a fuel depot. The blaze illuminated the night sky, casting a long shadow over the Russian capital. This incident sent shockwaves through the city, shattering any illusion of safety. Another drone strike targeted a residential building in Moscow, injuring 2 people. While Ukrainian officials have not claimed responsibility for this specific attack, it underscores the vulnerability of urban centers to drone warfare. The incident sparked fear and anxiety among residents, raising questions about their safety and security. Russian authorities have downplayed the impact of these attacks. They claim their air defense systems successfully intercepted most of the drones. However, the fact that some drones penetrated Russian airspace is a cause for concern. It exposes vulnerabilities in their defenses. These recent drone strikes demonstrate the escalating nature of the conflict. They represent a significant escalation by Ukraine, taking the fight directly to the Russian heartland. The attacks serve as a stark reminder that the war is far from over. The drone war is not confined to Moscow. Ukrainian drones have also targeted military installations in other Russian regions. These regions include Lipetsk, Bryansk, and Kaluga. These attacks demonstrate Ukraine's expanding capabilities and its determination to strike back at Russian aggression. Air defense systems in these regions have been activated. They attempt to counter the drone threat with varying degrees of success. The effectiveness of these systems remains a subject of debate. However, the increasing frequency of drone incursions suggests that challenges remain in defending against this evolving threat. The geographical expansion of drone strikes raises concerns about the potential for the conflict to widen. Neighbouring countries are on high alert, fearing spillover effects. The situation highlights the interconnectedness of regional security and the potential for localized conflicts to escalate rapidly. The international community has expressed concern over the widening scope of the drone war. There are fears that these attacks could provoke a disproportionate response from Russia, further escalating the conflict. The situation remains tense and unpredictable. Section 4: Ukraine's resolve, a nation defending its right to exist. Ukraine remains defiant in the face of Russian aggression. Ukrainian officials argue that these drone strikes are justified acts of self-defense. They emphasize their right to target military objectives within Russia as long as the Kremlin continues its invasion. The message is clear. Ukraine will not be a passive victim. Ukraine's government maintains that it does not target civilians. They accuse Russia of using civilians as human shields, deliberately placing military targets in close proximity to residential areas. This claim, if true, raises serious concerns about violations of international humanitarian law. President Volodymyr Zelensky has repeatedly called for increased military aid from Western allies. He argues that Ukraine needs more advanced weaponry, including long-range drones, to effectively defend itself against Russian aggression. The international community continues to debate the extent to which they should arm Ukraine. Despite the immense challenges, the Ukrainian people remain resolute in their determination to resist Russian occupation. Their resilience and determination serve as an inspiration to the world, reminding us of the human cost of war and the importance of defending freedom. Section 5: The world takes notice. International reactions and concerns. The international community is closely monitoring the escalating drone war between Ukraine and Russia. Western nations have condemned Russia's invasion of Ukraine and continue to provide military and humanitarian aid to the Ukrainian people. However, there is growing concern about the potential for the conflict to escalate further. The United States and its NATO allies have imposed severe economic sanctions on Russia. They've also provided Ukraine with billions of dollars worth of military aid. However, they remain cautious about providing Ukraine with long-range weapons that could strike deep inside Russian territory, fearing this could provoke a wider war. The drone war has also raised concerns about the role of Iran. Western intelligence agencies believe Iran has supplied Russia with hundreds of armed drones, which Moscow has used to attack Ukrainian cities and infrastructure. Iran denies these allegations. The use of Iranian-made drones in the conflict has added a new layer of complexity to the situation. It has also heightened tensions between the West and Iran, further complicating efforts to revive the Iran nuclear deal. Section 6. The uncertain future implications of drone warfare in Ukraine. The escalating drone war between Ukraine and Russia raises profound questions about the future of warfare. Drones offer a relatively inexpensive and effective way to strike targets from a distance. This makes them an attractive option for both state and non-state actors. The proliferation of drone technology has lowered the barriers to entry for engaging in armed conflict. This raises concerns about the potential for more frequent and widespread drone warfare in the future. The international community must work together to establish clear rules and norms governing the use of drones in conflict. The increasing reliance on drone warfare also raises ethical concerns. The use of lethal force, even when conducted remotely, demands careful consideration. The potential for collateral damage and civilian casualties cannot be ignored. The international community must grapple with these complex ethical dilemmas as drone technology continues to advance. The drone war in Ukraine serves as a stark warning about the changing nature of warfare. It highlights the need for international cooperation to prevent the proliferation of dangerous weapons and to establish clear rules of engagement for this new era of conflict. The stakes are high and the world is watching.